Okay, so you're into crypto, right?
Hmm.
Maybe you've bought some Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Mm.
Maybe you're deep in DeFi,
Yeah.
one of those degens always chasing the next yield.
Right.
But no matter what level you're at,
Yeah.
I guarantee you haven't heard all the behind-the-scenes drama that's
Uh,
going on between two of the biggest players,
yeah.
Binance and Coinbase.
It's a battle for power, really,
Exactly.
playing out in how these exchanges decide which tokens get listed.
And it's not just gossip.
No,
This impacts your investments.
absolutely.
Getting listed on a major exchange can make or break a crypto project.
It's
More exposure,
Uh-huh.
more investors.
Yeah,
But as we're about to find out,
Yeah.
that exposure might come with a massive price tag.
it might.
So,
Yeah, that's where the conflict heats up.
okay.
Binance is under fire for allegedly demanding insane sums
Oh, wow.
just for listing a token,
Really?
while Coinbase claims that their process is basically free.
Free. With a few conditions, of course.
Of course, a few conditions.
So let's get into the specifics.
Okay.
This whole thing blew up when Simon from Moonrock Capital,
Oh, yeah, I know Simon.
he's pretty well known in the space,
He is, yeah.
claimed that Binance demanded a 15% cut of a top crypto project's tokens just to get them listed.
Wow.
We're talking $50 to $100 million
Huge.
just for the listing.
Just for the listing, that's unbelievable.
If that's true, imagine what that means for smaller projects just starting out.
Well, it almost creates a system where only the projects with the deepest pockets can afford to get on these big exchanges.
It does feel like a pay-to-play system,
It does.
which raises some ethical questions, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But then Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong comes in and says,
Right.
hold on,
Okay.
listing on Coinbase is free
All right.
if a project meets our criteria.
Right.
Sounds pretty good on the surface, wouldn't you say?
It sounds good. Yeah, on the
Yeah.
surface.
Yeah.
But some major figures in the crypto world weren't buying it.
Oh, really?
Andre Cronje, founder of Sonic Labs,
Okay.
and Justin Sun, founder of Tron, both came out and challenged Armstrong's statement.
And Sun's accusation was pretty specific.
Oh, yeah.
He claims Coinbase asked Tron for 500 million TRX token deposit.
Really?
That's about $80 million.
Wow.
And a $250 million Bitcoin deposit just to get listed.
Oh, my goodness.
If that's true, then Coinbase's definition of free is interesting.
It really is. Yeah, to say the least.
It makes you wonder, are all exchanges engaging in these questionable practices,
Yeah,
regardless of their free listing claims? And
Huh.
what does this mean for you as an investor?
exactly.
It makes it crucial to look beyond those surface-level statements and really dig into what's going on behind the scenes.
Absolutely. So with all these accusations flying around,
Yeah.
Binance co-founder Yia, he basically steps in to do some damage control.
Okay.
She's urging everyone to focus on building a better industry instead of spreading FUD,
FUD.
fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Right.
Her point is that Binance does have a screening process.
Right.
Okay.
Meaning money can't automatically buy you a listing.
So there are standards.
Well, the project has to actually be up to their standards,
I see.
which makes you wonder,
Yeah.
is this Binance genuinely committed to quality control?
Hmm.
Or is this just a PR move to counter all the negative attention they're getting?
Hard to say.
It's tough to say for sure.
It really is.
But what is clear is that this whole controversy feeds into the growing appeal of decentralized exchanges.
DEXes.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's break down what a DEX is for those who might not be familiar.
Absolutely. So decentralized exchanges, or DEXes, are basically platforms that let you trade crypto directly with other users,
Okay.
cutting out the middleman, like Binance or Coinbase.
So with DEXs, there's no central authority calling the shots,
That's right.
setting fees, or potentially demanding a cut of your tokens.
Exactly.
Which sounds pretty appealing after hearing all this drama, right?
Yeah, it does to a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially after the collapses of FTX and WazirX. We've seen a lot more users moving towards DEXs
I see.
because they offer more transparency and potentially lower fees.
This whole situation really begs the question.
Yeah,
Are DEXs the future?
it's a good question.
Could they become a real threat to these centralized giants like Binance and Coinbase?
That's what we're going to explore next.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's dive into this world of DEXs.
Okay.
What's driving this surge in popularity?
Well, imagine a peer-to-peer network
Okay.
where you can trade crypto directly with others
Okay.
using something called smart contracts
Yeah. Huh.
to automate the whole process.
Okay.
That's essentially what a DEX offers.
So no more centralized authority like Binance or Coinbase
Right.
dictating the terms and taking a cut.
Exactly. DEXs operate on blockchains,
Okay.
which are essentially public ledgers
Uh-huh.
that record every transaction.
Okay.
This makes them inherently more transparent.
I see.
Plus, you hold your own private keys,
Okay.
which are like your digital passwords, giving you direct control over your assets.
Yeah. That definitely sounds appealing,
It is to a lot of people.
especially after hearing about those potential listing fees.
Right.
But I have to ask,
Yeah.
if DEXs are so great,
Yeah.
why isn't everyone using them already?
That's a good question.
There must be some downsides, right?
Yeah, you're right. There are trade-offs.
No, okay.
For starters, DEXs can be a bit more complex to use,
Really?
especially if you're new to crypto.
I see.
They often require a bit more technical know-how
Uh-huh.
compared to the user-friendly interfaces of centralized exchanges.
Yeah, I can see that being a barrier for some people.
It can be.
What about liquidity?
Yeah,
I know that's a big factor in trading.
it is.
Do DEXs have enough liquidity to support large trades?
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Liquidity, which refers to how easily you can buy or sell an asset
Uh-huh.
without affecting its price, can be a challenge for DEXs.
Okay.
They don't always have the same trading volume as centralized exchanges,
Yeah.
which can lead to wider price spreads and potentially slower transaction speeds.
Okay, and let's not forget about security.
Right.
We've seen a lot of headlines about hacks and exploits
We have.
in the DeFi space, which can make people hesitant to jump in.
It does make people hesitant.
Yeah.
Security is a concern with any platform,
Right.
whether it's centralized or decentralized.
Okay.
The key is to choose reputable DEXs
Okay.
that have been audited and have a good track record.
Uh-huh.
It's also essential to practice good security hygiene,
Like,
using strong passwords
yeah.
and being aware of phishing scams.
So it sounds like DEXs offer a lot of potential benefits.
They do?
But there are also some risks to consider.
Yes.
It's all about weighing those trade-offs and deciding what's best for your individual needs and risk tolerance.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that this is a rapidly evolving space. New DEXs are constantly emerging, and existing platforms are constantly improving their technology and user experience. Speaking of evolution,
Yeah.
I'm curious how Binance and Coinbase are responding to this rise of DEXs. Are they just going to sit back and watch their market share dwindle?
I don't think so.
Or are they adapting to this new landscape?
They're definitely not sitting still.
Okay.
Both exchanges are actually experimenting with their own decentralized platforms and features.
Really?
Binance has its Binance DEX, and Coinbase has invested in decentralized technologies.
Oh, wow.
It seems like they're trying to find ways to integrate these innovations into their existing ecosystems.
So it's like an arms race to stay relevant in this evolving world of crypto, right?
It's a very apt analogy. They're trying to capture this growing segment of users who are attracted to the benefits of decentralization.
But do you think these centralized giants can truly embrace decentralization?
That's a good question.
It seems almost contradictory to their core business model.
It is a valid question.
Wouldn't you say?
It's one thing to offer decentralized features, but can they fully embrace the philosophy of decentralization,
Right.
which is all about giving users control and eliminating intermediaries?
Yeah.
Only time will tell.
So we've got this fascinating dynamic emerging.
We do.
On one hand, we have these established centralized exchanges, like Binance and Coinbase facing criticism and potentially losing users to DEXs.
Right.
On the other hand, we have this whole movement towards decentralization,
Yes.
with DEXs gaining traction and offering an alternative way to trade crypto.
Yeah.
It really feels like we're at a turning point in the crypto world.
It's an exciting time to be following this space.
It is.
The choices you make today as a user or investor could have significant implications down the road.
Okay.
Do you stick with the familiar centralized exchanges?
Yeah.
Or do you explore the potential of DEXs?
Or maybe, as you alluded to earlier, we'll see a hybrid model emerge,
It's possible.
where both centralized and decentralized platforms coexist and cater to different needs.
A hybrid model, huh? That's an interesting thought.
It seems like the lines are blurring a bit,
They are.
but ultimately what matters most is that users have choices.
Absolutely. The power is shifting towards the users.
Uh-huh.
And that's a trend we're likely to see continue in the future of finance.
Okay, so we've explored the Binance Coinbase drama,
Yeah.
the rise of DEXs, and the potential for a hybrid future.
Right.
But what does this all mean for someone who's just trying to navigate the world of crypto?
Yeah.
What are the key takeaways here?
The most important takeaway, I believe, is to stay informed
Okay.
and be proactive in your crypto journey.
Uh-huh.
Don't blindly trust any single platform or narrative.
Right.
Do your own research.
Okay.
Experiment with different options.
Yeah.
And stay curious.
Right. And I think it's also important to remember that this is still a relatively early stage in evolution of crypto.
Yeah.
Things are changing rapidly,
Uh-huh.
and what works today might not work tomorrow.
It might not.
So be adaptable, be open to new ideas, and don't be afraid to ask questions.
Exactly. And remember, the beauty of crypto is that it empowers individuals.
Yeah.
It gives you the tools to take control of your own finances and participate in a global financial system that operates outside the traditional gatekeepers.
It sounds like this whole debate
Yeah.
about centralized versus decentralized exchanges, it's about more than just listing fees, right?
It is. It's about
control.
Control. Yeah. Right.
Freedom, and who gets to shape the future of finance.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It's a clash of ideologies, really.
Okay.
On one side, you have the established players, the gatekeepers of the traditional financial system, trying to maintain their grip on power.
I see.
On the other, you have this decentralized movement, driven by a vision of a more open, transparent, and equitable financial system.
And it feels like these listing fees and the rise of DEXes are really bringing this conflict to the forefront.
They're highlighting the tension.
Yeah.
The way this plays out will have a ripple effect throughout the entire crypto ecosystem and potentially even the broader financial world.
So for everyday people like us,
Yeah.
what should we be paying attention to?
Keep an eye on how these centralized exchanges adapt.
Okay.
Are they truly embracing decentralization?
Yeah.
Or are they just paying lip service to the idea?
Right.
Look at how they're integrating decentralized features and whether they're genuinely empowering users.
And on the DEX side, what should we be watching for?
Pay attention to adoption rates.
Oh.
Are more people using DEXes?
Yeah.
Are they gaining traction among mainstream users? Also look at the development of new technologies and features that enhance security, user experience, and liquidity.
Yeah.
These are the factors that will determine whether DEXes can truly compete with centralized platforms.
So it's not necessarily about one system winning over the other, but rather about finding a balance.
A balance.
Yeah, a coexistence where both centralized and decentralized platforms serve different needs and preferences.
That's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
We might see a hybrid model emerge, where certain aspects of finance remain centralized, while others become increasingly decentralized.
It's an evolving landscape.
It is.
And the future is still very much unwritten.
It is?
It's exciting and a little bit daunting at the same time, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
This whole world of crypto is constantly changing and evolving.
It certainly keeps things interesting.
It does.
But that's also what makes it so compelling.
Yeah.
We're witnessing the birth of a new financial paradigm, and it's up to us to shape its future.
All right, so before we wrap up, I have to ask, what's your prediction?
A prediction.
Will Binance and Coinbase adapt and thrive in this new landscape? Or will they become dinosaurs as DEXes take over?
Here's a thought-provoking question for you and our listeners.
Okay.
What if the future isn't about one system conquering the other?
Okay.
What if it's about finding a balance, a coexistence between centralized and decentralized platforms, each serving different needs and preferences?
I like that.
Yeah.
A hybrid model. A best of both worlds scenario.
Yeah.
So that's something to ponder.
Exactly. And for our listeners who are eager to explore the world of DEXes, I encourage you to check out some of the platforms we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Uniswap, Aerodrome, Orca.
Yeah.
There's a whole universe of possibilities out there.
Remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
Especially in the world of crypto.
Especially in the world of crypto.
So stay curious, do your research, and keep exploring.
Well said. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive until next time. Stay informed and keep navigating the exciting world of crypto.